I'm like most of you guys. You can talk forever on what you believe in, and I think that's the key. We run a 3-4, but I mean, if you're running a 4-3 and you believe in it, don't switch to the 3-4. Because I've had coaches. When I first got there, I've had it happen to me 2 times. My first year at Burke County, when I was there, I got out of college coaching. I went to Burke County. We weren't real good on defense that first year, and the coach said, "Can we run this defense?" I mean, no. We probably need to switch to like another defense, coach. And I said, "Well, we just wasted a whole year." And he said, "Well, what do you know about the 4-3?" I said, "Just enough to get you fired." So do what you know and what you believe in and stick with it and get good at it and solve your problems in your defense. That's my goal isn't to talk you into running a 3-4. My goal is to run what you believe with passion and come up with adjustments. When I went from Burke County, which were down there were a lot of run teams that we played. We played a lot of cover 3 and man. Well, we came up here. Well, not up here. We came up into North Georgia and Gainesville, and all of a sudden we started seeing a little more spread teams and throwing it and a little more of that. And we were going against our offense with cover 3 every day in practice that first year and getting our ass kicked. Okay? And we played cover 2, but it was the old-fashioned rolled up and the outside linebackers would chase vertical and so I had to adjust. I wasn't. Coach Miller brought out that first year. Coach, can we got a little better. He brought me in and he thought we were going to get really good really fast. And because we were really good at Burke County when I was on defense, and they're really good on defense now too. They won a state championship. Okay, but it was the players. And we just got stuck with what we did, and we tried to do it right and adjusted to stop what we saw. Okay, but the big thing was I told Coach Miller. I said, he goes, "Can we run this defense?" I said, "Well, number one, no, if we can't tackle, because we couldn't tackle worth a crap that first year I was there. Okay, it didn't make us what defense you're running. If they can't tackle, it doesn't make a difference. Okay? And number 2, there's a learning curve. They had been a 4-3, 4-4 type team, 3 technique, 1 technique, playing, shade football and cover 3 and so on and all that stuff. And all of a sudden now everything was changed. It was different. There was a learning curve that first year. And we went that first year from giving up, like 20. The year before I got there was like 20-something points. It was still 20-something points. Got a little better, but it wasn't much better. But the second year, we were giving up we gave up like 10 points a game, and we were 12-1. Well, we tweaked it a little bit, our cover 2, which I want to talk about here in a little bit, okay, and adjusted to what we were seeing, and the kids could tackle. They spent a spring practice, a season, another spring practice, and then into the next season, tackling every day and learning this defense, adjustments, and us figuring out who are the best players to get them on the field. How are we going to get them on the field? In the middle of one practice, we had 3 good inside linebackers, okay, in 2009. We had 3 good inside linebackers, and we had 1 good outside linebacker and another kid we were trying to make into a good outside linebacker. And I got tired of yelling at that right outside linebacker over and over again. In this coverage, you got the curl. I must have said, "Rashad, you got the curl," 2,000 times, that young man. Okay? And he wouldn't get in the curl. And the guy was backing up, wouldn't get the curl. And I finally said to the backup will linebacker, said, "Graham, get out there and play outside linebacker. If it's pass, drop to the curl." Well, Graham didn't step off the field didn't step off the field the rest of the year. Okay? Because all of a sudden, I got fed up. In the middle of practice, I just told a kid who had never played outside linebacker to go from inside linebacker to outside linebacker because I trusted him as an inside linebacker. I said, "Grant, if it's run, you're going to do that. Run up there and tackle the guy if it's to you. If it's run away from you, play bootleg counter reverse. If it's pass, drop to the curl." And he made the difference for us. We already had 3 really good linebackers. Okay? We found that 4th one, and that was 2009, and that was the year that group got Atlanta Touchdown Club linebacker core of the year because that one kid made the difference. We went from being a good linebacking core into a great because of one kid that I got sick of everybody else, and I just threw him in it because he was a pretty good athlete, and he'd do what I tell him to do, and he could tackle. And he made the difference. Okay? because now we didn't have to play, we didn't have to start flopping. I always was protecting that one linebacker. I could just play left and right, and he was a ball player. He would have been sitting on the bench as a backup linebacker. It wasn't out of my genius. It was out of, I was pissed off at everybody else, and he was the only kid I wasn't pissed off at, and put him out there. So sometimes you fall into things. So I guess getting to the point is that I think you just got to do what you believe and stick with it and get your personnel to fit in there. Getting back on some of these coverages, fronts. And you can do a zillion fronts. And that's the great thing about the 3-4s, is you can mix and match what fronts you want and stunts, and you can do a lot of different things, be as creative as you want or as simple as you want, okay? You could line up, you could say, well, I don't really like this double Okie lining head up, okay? We normally going to line head up and rock to a 5, okay? I don't like that. Well, then just line them up outside shoulder and play them in a 5 technique. It don't make a difference. You do what works for you, okay? The next front, we never really run a whole lot of shade stuff, but this year we had a couple of bigger defensive linemen, and we felt we could line up and play a little bit of shade football, okay, not slant all the time, all right? And so what we call a strong shade, okay? And all we're doing is we're shading everybody a half a man to the strength, to whatever we're calling the strength is, strong or tight or whatever, okay? And we really like this. We didn't run this so much against our, the spread, but I figured I'd go over it with you. We liked it, against tight end type team, like a pro eye, with a tight end, that run to the tight end, that kind of stuff, okay? All right? But I'm doing everything against a spread right now. All right? Again, it get back into that same principle is to the weak side, we don't have a rush contain player because he's already lined up inside. So we got to give that you or me between the will linebacker and the outside backer who's going to be the 4th rusher if it's pass. Okay? And if there's a wide out there, more than likely it's a me call and he's going. If there's no wide out there, normally what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy and we're going to put him on the line of scrimmage. Now he's a little bit, we were rolled up out here, so we're in pretty good shape there. And we're going to put him on the line of scrimmage, and he's either going to be, playing a run right now. First down, I tell him to kind of play it flat-footed, read into the backfield, and let's play football. Let's stop the run. Flow away, squeeze down, play the cutback, flow at you. Let's attack it and make plays, okay? If it's pass, if it's down in distance, then if it's 3rd and long, then, if we're in shape, we're going to get in the old Lawrence Taylor, stance. Let's get upfield, let's go get him. Let's extend it up, let's get upfield, let's go get the quarterback. We're trying to, again, match up here. With, trying to get them where they got to go here. Now, they may not. They may fan it, okay? But, that's what we're looking for. At least we feel now we're going to get a good speed rush off the edge, an athlete going against a not as good athlete, okay? We're going to use speed there. We don't teach a lot of pass rush techniques. We teach speed rush. Because outside linebacker is you got to know how to do so many things. Drop, rush, run, counter, this, that, the other thing, man coverage, all this stuff. So all we teach our outside linebackers in rush or blitz technique is speed rush. Let's get up the field. You're there. You're an outside linebacker for a reason. You're fast. Get upfield as fast as you can, okay? Get upfield as fast as you can and beat them around the hump, okay? If you're going by the quarterback, spin back inside to here. And I don't get into that with everyone because a lot of them, they just start spinning too early, okay? All right? There's other things you can do, but we haven't got to it. If he's square, if he's getting depth and he's square, we're going to keep speed rushing. The other thing, I did this with a couple of kids that were more advanced, better play, could handle it. So if he's getting depth, vertical setting, I'm going to speed rush him if he keeps his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. As soon as he turns his shoulders like this, he does this, steps, and he turns his shoulders, and I'm speed rushing, I'm going to plant the outside foot, and I'm going to drive and turn it into a bull rush and drive him right back into quarterback, put my head on his outside number. So I'm still got contained. Okay? And that's all we teach. And I don't even teach that to everybody. Okay? Because a lot of them, they can't handle it. Okay? Because then they start running inside. Okay? The biggest thing we want is let's get upfield, let the quarterback step up in a pocket and make him throw the football or, that kind of thing. All right? But that's strong shade. Well, again, we'll use that against two-back teams with a tight end. If we get into blue, our offense gets into blue. And some of you guys are like, what the heck's blue? Okay? Blue is just twins open two-backs. Okay? We like that some. Okay? We like that there. Because now we're there, we can play cover two there. We could play two over here. We could drop the free safety down into the box, okay? And get our almost get into a 5-3 look with a strong shade, okay? So there's a lot of things you can do with it, or you just keep it simple. You don't have to do a lot of things, okay? There's as much as your kids can handle, okay? I guess is my main point, okay? Yeah, and I was stumbling. Somebody asked me a question, and we call this Fox. So we just add the keyword Fox. If we go, strong shade, all right, read, Fox. All that means is we're playing read over here, which I'll go over all. It's cover two over here, and we're foxing. That means he's dropping down into the box late, okay? Or sometimes we'll say just line up in it, okay? But it'll be a game plan. We're dropping into the box, and now he's in a loose man coverage out here against this guy. If it's pass, he's got anything deep, he's going to drive out here, curl the flat. Okay, but obviously we're not in Fox if we think they're throwing the football. Okay, I'm not going to play Fox if they're playing. We're going to play cover two, and if we got one receiver, we'll cloud it. Okay, we'll cloud it, and we'll funnel him over the top, or we'll trap it. We call trap. And all trap means is make it look like cover two, and it is cover two, but on the snap, you're going to jump inside them, and now you're taking away the slant. Because this here, you're just asking them to throw the slant. Okay, so you show them trap one time, or they throw the slant one time, and now all of a sudden you're going, he's going to come back to it. When? Now. Trap. Okay, and now you got them. Or you run it, and they see, the slant ain't there. They're running the corner inside. We got to run the fade. So now it's a guessing game between you and him. Okay, and it just keeps them guessing. Okay. Strong over. We like over. We'll run over every once in a while against, if the ball's on a hash and you're a sprint out type team. We might go like field over. Say this is a wide side of field. We'll move the end out here off the tackle to outside shoulder tackle to wider. We're going to move the nose head up to a 3 technique, depending on the game plan that week. We're going to take this end and put him in a 2-eye, and we're going to take the outside linebacker and just tighten him. Basically, we're going to tighten him down just a hair. He don't even really tighten down, to be honest with you. He's on the line of scrimmage, okay? And we're just getting into a 4-3. All right? If you got a second receiver out here, the will's got to come out of the box, and he becomes the outside linebacker. Okay? What we really like over, and I run this once in a while. Maybe I might have run this over in a regular situation like 5 times this year. That's it. But what we really like over is if you give us like a 4 solid. Okay? If all of a sudden you're giving us 4 solid, then we're going to bring the front over. We got the outside backer there. We can put the corner there, depending on what kind of width there. I mean, if there's, if it's backfield, everybody's in the backfield type stuff. Okay, wishbone type or T. All right, 4 solid. All right, we'll go over, and now we can go corner rolled up, safety here. All right, Mike's in the box, Will's here, corner's there, safety's there, and basically now you're just saying he's the center. So you just slant the front over. So you're shading the front over, okay? and you're getting enough bodies over. You're getting enough bodies over there. You could play him. You could play him head up. You could play him inside shade. You're gonna play him outside shade. Sometimes if we get 4 solid, we'll go over and we'll pinch it. Make it bounce, especially if they're bigger than us, which is most of the time. Okay, but make them bounce it, and then try and use our speed. And let's get in it. Contain it, alley. Okay, and that's something that you're going to. Against a spread team, they're going to give you that gimmick play. That formation. They're going to get an ace. They're going to get in 1-2 backs. They're going to get in trips. They're going to get in no backs. But then they're going to give you some type of, end over 4 solid, wildcat over or wing tee or something like that. And you got to have, what are we going to do to that? They're not going to have 100 things. It's like one, or maybe one formation or one series. They're going to run some wing tee or they're on wildcat. Okay, a wildcat type formation. Okay, and you got to be able to adjust. And over, if it's 4 solid, is a nice adjustment. I tell you anytime, we got end over. I don't care what kind of end over it is. Okay, your kids have got to recognize it. Is there an end over here? I don't care if that guard tackle or guard tight end. Okay, there's 2 guys there. He's an eligible player, but there's no end. There's no tight end position or wide receiver. End over left. I don't care what kind of end over it is. It's end over left. Okay? My guys on the right side have got to be yelling end over left. My guys on the left side have got to figure what kind of end over is it. Okay? Is it end over 4 solid? Is it end over twins? And then we'll adjust on this side based on what's going on, what's going on there. We may go a roll coverage where we roll the strong safety up and bring the free safety over, okay? Or we may, if they're in 4 solid, we will run that over. We'll put the backer. Now we'll reduce the backer on a tackle because it's an end over, and they could run back here, nose, and there, nose, and backer, okay? If they got a wing here, we might put the corner, the strong safety, the free safety there, and a corner back here. All right, if they're giving you some type of, wing tee 4 solid. Okay? And now you can do some things there. You could slant the front out of that. We're running over, but we're also slanting. Or we just say, hey, we're running over and whatever we called. Check the over. Okay, it's 4 solid and run whatever we called. Well, what do you mean whatever we called? If we called skin, then everybody slant to the strongs. We're in auto over. Everybody skins. Okay? Or if we'd call pinch, which ain't going over yet, if we call strong pinch, well, run over and pinch it. Okay? And so now they're not dictating to you every time what you are going to be in. Because that's the main thing. Formations like bastard formations are trying to do one thing to you and make you one-dimensional. Okay, we get in end over. They're going to be in this. Well, we got to be in this, but we can do, we got to be in something like this, but we can still do this or we can do that. Okay? So it's you got your adjustment and then saying, okay, hey, we ran, we're gonna bring everybody over, we're gonna rotate this coverage this way, but we're still gonna run the slant or the pinch that we called. Okay? And that's something that can give you a little bit of, now you're dictating a little bit of what's going on. Okay? But over is more of an adjustment for us. But some guys, it might be, a 4-3 and a 3-4 are the same defense almost. They're 7-man front, 4 DBs. Okay, it's a little easier for me to get into a 4-3 from a 3-4 because all I got to do is put a pretty good athlete, this outside linebacker, with his hand on the ground. Okay, he may be a little smaller. He's not a true defensive lineman, but he's just putting his hand on the ground, and he's going to get the quarterback. He's our 4th rusher. A little harder if I'm a 4-3 to get into a 3-4 because now I got to take one of them defensive linemen and you got to take them out and put another linebacker in, or you got to make him the drop player, which if he's a good athlete he might be able to do. But they're the same defense. It's 7 guys. It's a 7-man front, 4 defensive back scheme, and they're interchangeable. Okay, You just got to be able to figure out how you want to do that. But we'll do a little bit of that, not a lot, okay? Some stunts that we run. Weak cross. Okay. All right. Weak cross. I got weak cross. Actually, excuse me, strong cross. I got the wrong thing written on the paper. We changed this because it made it a little simpler for the kids. So that is, it says on the top of the playbook sheet, it says weak cross, but really we call it strong cross now. That's the right thing up top. Okay, made it a little simple for the kids to understand it. Okay. All right. Normally, what we're going to run with strong cross, we're going to run cover 2 read. We're going to run read with behind that. Soft corner, half, soft corner, curl player. All right, curl player. He's the whole player. Okay, that's our cover 2 basically. We're going to run a strong cross. We're going to go here, and the will linebacker looping around the strong side A gap. So there becomes our 4th rusher. Okay. All right, strong cross. Something we'll do out of that. Okay, and I think it puts a lot of pressure. Is we call show. We call show. All that means is all linebackers move up to the line of scrimmage. Okay? All right? The Will's there, the outside backer's there, the Mike's there, the outside backer's up there, and we got 7 up there like they're coming. We move the safeties up like they're in zero cover, like they're in man coverage. The corners, depending on how good this guy is, they could be up here right in the guy's face, or they could be back off 2 or 3 yards. Okay? But we're up there, that old, what Florida State used to do years ago. Okay? We're just up there in the line. We're looking like we're coming to get you. And now the coach said, don't worry about it. They're going to drop out. But all I got to do is get one of these. All I'm looking for is to mess with one of these linemen right here, or that cat right there. Okay? I don't have to confuse everybody. All I'm trying to confuse is 1 to 2 guys. Okay? I'm not trying to confuse that 35-year-old offensive coordinator or 50-year-old head coach. I'm trying to confuse that 16-year-old kid right there at that guard spot, or the center, okay, or this tackle, or the quarterback, or somebody back here, or him. All of a sudden, he's running hot routes because it looked like zero to me, coach. I thought they were blitzing, so we're supposed to check the slant or the out or whatever. Just trying to confuse somebody, okay? And we're going to get up there, and them linebackers, they're up there, they're ready to go. They got all their body weight leaning forward. On the snap, okay, just before the snap, we're going to start pedaling in the secondary. We're going to back out. Just before the ball snap, we're going to drive out. The outside linebacker is going to drive out and find 2. Okay? The Mike is going to open up towards 3. All right, we got 2 on each side. We always tell the Mike, open up to the 3 side, and then we're just looping here. Okay? If we can get him to kind of hang here and not know, we may get this. Okay? We get him here and kind of thinking this, we might get that there. We may get nothing. They may pick it up, but maybe we screw the quarterback up, and now all of a sudden he's thinking, well, let's throw the fade. And we got him here, and him breaking here on the throw, and we get a pick or a breakup. Or, they throw it, it's incomplete, but now next time we get up there and show, and they all come. Okay? So we're trying to confuse some of these 16 and 17-year-old kids. Okay? We ain't trying to confuse the coach. Okay? He ain't running the play. Okay? Now he can get back. Hey, they're getting up there. Don't worry about this. But those kids are getting a little nervous. You'll see in some of the film I'm going to show here in a little while. We get offside penalties. It's 3rd and 8, 9. We get up in here, and all of a sudden these linemen start twitching, and we're getting delay of game penalties on them because they're like checking plays and stuff. All right? And now it's 3rd and 14, 15 instead of 3rd and 8 or 9. So it's just a game within the game. All right? That's strong cross. Then you could run weak cross. You could run the other way. You could run the Mike. Okay? But we just haven't because normally our will linebacker is our extra rush player. And I don't work as hard with him in coverage as I do the Mike. I want the Mike to be the guy who's that middle hole player, okay? And because you go all summer, you go to these passing leagues. How many guys can you have on the field? 7. Well, who's got to come off the field? Somebody's got to come off the field, okay? You know, and it can't be the outside linebackers. So for us, we just decided, well, I'm going to get really good at teaching that Mike how to drop and play the read, play the pattern reads, and let the Will be the rush player. And we kind of do it that way, okay? Weak knife, okay? Weak knife. Knife is outside linebacker stunt, where normally we'll normally call when the ball's on a hash, and we might call like boundary. We bring the boundary outside linebacker on a stunt, on a B-gap stunt, okay? And all we're doing here, all right, and you can see up there is looping here, pressuring there, okay? If we go show, okay, everybody's up in here, okay? Now we tell him to get upfield a couple of steps and turn it into a twist, okay? All right. If we're worried about he can't get to here for that, then we'll just give a switch call, and now he becomes the rush player, the Will. So that's between them two. So, that outside linebacker said, well, there's 2 out here, and as Will looks at, I can't get all the way out there to cover number 2. He's too wide. Switch. And the Will's in charge. And the outside linebacker is going to do what the Will tells him. Okay? Because when we come to the sideline and say, well, why did both of you guys blitz? Well, Coach, I told them switch. Well, why didn't you run the switch, outside linebacker? Well, because I wanted to blitz, basically, is what he's telling me. Okay? No. Of course, he's coming to the sideline because I know it should have been a switch. We're putting somebody else in an outside linebacker for the next play. Okay? But that's knife. That's a nice stunt there, and you can run it a couple of other ways too. You're just getting a little twist between the outside linebacker and the end. Okay? Next one is weak dog. Is really all it is they're going to be an ace, and they're going to call switch. So why call weak knife and knowing they're going to have to switch? Why not just call dog? So we're going to bring the Will. And we are taking the decision out of the player's hands and putting it right into your hand. Okay? All right? And we're still playing that cover too. And you could go strong dog if you wanted. Bring the Mike backer and drop the Will. Okay? You could do that too. All right? Read. Okay? I've been talking about our cover two read. Let me go ahead and get into it a little bit. All right. Versus ace. All right. Okay. I'm going to draw the defensive lineman up there just for the heck of it. And we're skinning, let's say. And I've talked about that you or me. We're giving a me call, and he's going to read our 4th rush player. Okay? All right. We call the strength away from the back if it's in the middle of the field. If it's on the hash, we're going to call the wide side of the field normally. Okay? We call in 2 read. Or we just call it read. I mean, it's a 2 read, but with the kids, we just call it read. Okay? And all we're reading is we're reading the number 2 receiver. We get pass, we're reading the 2 receiver. He can do 3 things if it's pass. He can run inside, he can run outside, he can run straight up the field. And that's it. Don't make it any harder than that. Okay? He can run inside, but did he run inside? I don't care if it was at 5 yards, 1 yard, I don't care. Did he run inside, outside, or straight up the field? And if you can get your kids doing that, then you're got it. You got it made. And I'm talking about all 3 of these guys on this side need to know what number 2 is doing in pass. Okay? So we got to read there. The Mike is going to be on play hole over number 3. Okay? So if the back is on this side, okay, if it's pass, he's going to have to open up to this side. And now this guy can do one of 2 things. He can run outside the 2, or he can become the 2, or he can stay inside the 2 and stay number 3. Okay? So if number 2, if the back, the number 3, stays inside, I'm going to play hole over number 3. What does he do? Right now, it don't make a difference. I'm playing inside, and I'm playing inside of him, keeping inside leverage on him, and I'm staying, and I'm getting some depth. And I'm kind of seeing what he's doing, and now I'm going to do, he can do one of 3 things there. He can do here and run back in there. He can continue up the field, or he could do something out here. Okay? And I'm going to continue with that. If he cuts back inside, I'm not going to get so much width. I'm going to be here, and I'll be ready to break up on the shallow. If he goes inside and runs deeper, well, I'm going to cover him. I'm going to say inside leverage, I'm going to cover him. We don't backpedal. We don't backpedal linebackers. We open the hips. We find the receivers, and we're going to kind of play a half. Okay? We're going to wall off the middle of the field. Okay? And we're dropping to it, and we're kind of defending like a basketball player. The basket's here. I'm defending with this hand. I'm tackling with that hand. If it's the other side, if I'm open this way, I'm defending here. I'm tackling this side. I'm going to keep my body between him and the middle of the field. I'm not saying you shouldn't backpedal. I just think a lot of times when we backpedal, when I've taught backpedaling, it hasn't worked for me because I can't coach it. Okay, so I'm going to coach things I can coach. All right, and this makes sense to me. Getting in front, walling a guy off in the middle of the field. I can now also, I feel like I'm dropping here. I can stick that right foot in the ground, plant and drive a whole lot better than I can backpedal, plant and redirect up because I'm not a DB, I'm a linebacker. Okay? It's better for us. If he gets here, more up the field, like I said, I'm moving to him. If he gets outside here, I'm now getting my eyes, he's outside here or outside here. I'm finding 2, who becomes 3. What's he doing? He can do one of 3 things. Inside, jump it, because they're running a stick route. Here and here. You're just pattern reading. Okay? You're reading 3. He's gone outside. Find the new 3, which used to be 2. He comes in. Right now, lock up on him. He goes vertical. Start getting a little more depth. And now look for somebody else. The 1 coming in here. Or him coming on a deep cross. Nothing happening, look backside, flip your hips and look backside. So it's inside, outside, backside. Okay? Inside, outside, backside. Okay? All right, now I got a lot of lines up there. So I'm going to erase it because I'm going to talk about the outside backer to the 3 side. Okay? Yes? If number 3 does what? Widen. If number 3 flares, widen to 2. If he does a seam, I got to chase it. If he goes vertical, I got to go vertical with him. If 2, I'm going to go with what 2 does now. I'm on page 10. You're on page 22. Okay? That's okay. All right? All right? Seeing ahead. That's good. All right? All right. 2. All right? Inside, outside, here. If 2 goes inside, I'm the outside linebacker. I've shuffled. I'm going to try and squeeze back down and collision him. Okay? I got to get my hand. I'm teaching outside linebackers. I've got to get my hands on number 2 or this coverage ain't going to work. Okay? Do I have to knock him on the ground? No. Do I have to hit him with my whole body? No. Get my hands on him and reroute him. Okay? So I've shuffled out. I see pass. I'm reading the quarterback. I see pass. Find 2. Right now. Okay? If it's run, I'm coming up and playing a run. If it's to me, remember, I'm finding 2 and I'm dipping and ripping outside. If it's away from me, I'm shuffling back down and looking for the quarterback zone keep. Okay? So I've shuffled out, pass, find 2. Get your eyes on him right now. What's he doing? He's going inside, outside, or off field. If he's going inside, I'm going to, depend on where he's going inside, I'm going to adjust. I'm either going to jam him right here because he's a little deeper. But, these receivers aren't stupid. They're not going to run into me. Okay? All right? He's down shallow. I'm going to cushion down a couple of steps here and try and push him. Well, what if he does this, coach? Well, I ain't worried about him. Okay? Let him go. Get back out here to the curl. Find 1. for a curl or a deep cross. Okay? If he runs vertical, stay inside him and wall him. Don't let him back inside. Wall him. If he tries to run vertical, hit him with your hand. Just push him. Reroute him. DB coach is going, yeah, hello. He can't go on a streak as fast if he does this as if he does this. He just run further. You've thrown him off his, understand, you're not running as fast when you get pushed and you're slowing down and now having to get back into your seat. And some kids, they get pushed out and they almost give up on a route. Okay? But shuffle read, find two, wide, move to them, give them a step. Don't be here and get on top of them. It's just like tackling because you're going to cut back inside you and they're going to throw it right there. Okay? Stay inside of them, let them get by you, and push them. Push them in the back. Okay? Well, the rules in high school, coach, say you can't. We ain't got nothing called 7, 8 yards downfield. Now, you're hitting guys 20 yards downfield, but the referees ain't going to call you collisioning somebody 6 yards downfield, 7 yards downfield. It ain't going to happen. Okay? Especially if you're just pushing them. Now, if you're grabbing them, but they ain't going to call that. All right? You're just here, let them get by you, push them. All right? We're not trying to get in his body is, he's facing that way. I'm putting my hands on his shoulder area and pushing him and widening him. I'm not trying to hit him in the chest because that's when he gets back inside of me. Okay? Unless I'm just way better an athlete than he is. All right? So he's vertical. I call it collision. I should just call it reroute, but I've called it for collision for 25 years, and I can't. When I suck fast, I say collision. Okay? I should be saying reroute because that's all you're doing is rerouting. I need to train myself to say reroute to these kids. Okay? All right? But you're there. If two goes out, I'm just looking for one because what's the pattern combination? Out, curl. Find number one on the curl. Well, what if he's not running a curl? Well, then you drop here and you're covering nothing. Okay? You drop here, cover nothing. Keep leverage on him. And if they throw it to him, break up on the flare. Okay? Because here's the key. You cannot take away every route in any coverage except man. If you want to man up, then you're good enough, you can cover every route if you're physically good enough. But in zone, there's weaknesses to every zone coverage. Okay? Unless you drop 11 and rush nobody. Okay? But what you got to do is you got to say, what are we trying to take away? Well, for us, we're trying to take away the middle of the field. Okay? All right? We'll give them this junk in here and break up on it. Okay? And we'll give them this junk out here and break up on it. Okay? We'll give them all that. We know there's in cover 2, there's a little soft there, but we're going to cushion back. So we're going to take away all of this. Okay? And we're going to make you throw the short outs and the flares and the junk down in here. And then we're going to rally the ball and let's go get them. And we're going to knock the crap out of you. Okay? With 2 or 3 or 4, 7 guys. Okay? That's kind of the attitude that we got to tell the kids. Hey, they're going to catch some balls, break up there, and lay it to them. Okay? If we go corner, now let's go over to corner, and this will continue to make sense. Okay? Corner. We put them in the eye like this, looking inside. We're reading the court at pat. I'm shuffling, getting some depth. Okay? I'm shuffling to get some depth. Stay outside of him. Okay? He's going inside, outside, or up the field. If he goes inside, this turns into basically you got him deep. Okay? If he goes inside, I don't care if it's inside like this or inside like, but that's the inside like that you're worried about. So that's why we just tell him. If he goes inside, if he goes deep, you got him. Okay? You go outside, stay outside and on top of him. Okay? All right? If 2 goes vertical, same thing. All right? You stay outside and on top of him. Okay? If he runs an out route, all right? If 2 runs an out route and he runs a curl, shuffle, then break up on the out right now. Okay? Make sure it's a curl. Okay? Shuffle, shuffle. Here comes the out route. I know an out route's coming. He's running a curl plant. Let's go cover the out. I could pick it. Okay, if they throw it, I could pick it if it's a curl. Okay, if they run like a go or a post corner or something like that, okay, then I got to cushion back and make them throw the out and then break up on the out. Okay, so if we're getting that out in corner, okay, here's how we're going to play it. Over here on this side. All right, cushion back. Oop, he's too far outside. Get your depth. Find in two. Two runs and out. Find one. Drop to the curl. If it's a curl, great. I got it. Okay? If he's running a corner, two went out. I'm the safety. I'm finding one. I'm inside and on top of him. I'm back here. I'm getting some depth, but I know one ran an out route. Okay? So now I know the safety's coming over. Now I don't have to stay on top of him. I can now let him get a couple steps by me, and I'm going to stay outside and underneath. So inside and on top, outside and underneath. He throws the football here. We're both breaking on it. He's going to plant, and he's going to run to here. Okay, it ain't going to be a factor, but we're going to tell him we're going to plant and run to there. Okay? All right? If they throw the football here, plant, let's go get him. Plant, let's go get him. You're going to stay there in case, you're just going to stay there and then eventually come off of it. Okay, so we got an outside player, we got an inside player. We're playing just like screen. Okay, it's just going to be a little further down the field. Okay? All right? If they run the bubble, okay, we've taken, let's say they run clearness. All right? They run some type of clear, and, or an out, corner. All right? Collision. Find one, he's getting width. Here comes three width. I'm going to get a little more width. Stay over the top of this. He runs the out. I'm here. I'm defending that out. I'm cushioning back, helping in the hole. Break to here, outside linebacker there. That's where that Mike comes into play and gets the extra player over three. Three's wide, two's vertical. They throw to three. I'm there. And it's got to be right now. Let's go. Let's plant and drive. Don't round stuff. It takes you forever to get there. Don't do this and assume he's going to be down. Go to where he's at through your run responsibility. Don't say, well, I think he's going to catch it and run up the sideline and be running over here. No. Trust the corner that the corner's going to come up here, and at worst, he's going to make this guy cut back inside. Okay? Because that's what you're telling the corner to do. You're telling the corner it's run support. He ain't getting outside of me. I don't care if I got to put my foot on the sideline. He ain't getting outside. I may not tackle him. I ain't going to play very long, but he ain't going to get outside of me. Okay? I got my foot. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to tackle from the outside in, forcing him back in here. Here comes the outside backer. Here comes the Mike. Okay? And now that's where, again, being good tacklers. Okay? How many receivers in here or backs enjoyed catching a football, running downfield 2 yards, and getting hit from the outside and two guys from the inside, and say I gained 2 yards? Don't run that play again, coach. Okay? Now, if I catch it and get outside the corner, run down the sideline for 20 yards and get the crap knocked out of me out of bounds by this Mike, well, it hurt, but I gained 20 yards. Okay? So there's got to be am I getting any reward for this? Yeah, 2 stinking yards? Don't run that one again. Okay? How many's ever had a guy, a back, coached offense, had a back or a screen player see that he wasn't going to gain nothing, he was going to get the crap kicked out of him right there and just drop the ball. Oops, I didn't catch it. They justified ahead. I was going to get hit anyway. Why catch it? I wasn't going to gain nothing. Hello? Okay? You're not worried about the coach. You're trying to get you're trying to get your players into these other players' heads. Okay? And is it worth doing that? Is gaining 2, 3, 4 yards worth it? Okay? Yes, sir. If 1 and 2 are going vertical, okay. If 1 and 2 are going vertical, all right? If one's vertical, all right, that's telling him right now he's basically a deep player, So he's going to stay vertical with he's going to stay vertical at 1. So it turns into like quarters. Everybody deep. So they got 4 guys, they got 2 guys deep on this side. And 2 guys deep on this side, you got 4 guys. They got 4 guys going deep, you got 4 guys deep. You got this outside back of collision in him. The corner basically is outside man, and his eyes, he's man-to-man coverage on this guy from the outside in. Whatever technique you want to teach him. We teach stay outside and on top of him, and through him you can see the football, and let's play, let's cover it. What ball's thrown to the F on the bubble, the outside linebacker should have collisioned him. See there's no curl, start widening, and we ought to be here. The mic ought to be here, and now he's going to be late coming up. Okay? But they got nobody blocking. I mean, we've got 2. Again, now we're using a sideline, so he ought to be here, he ought to be here. Now we're using a sideline as the corner. Okay? All right? That makes sense? Okay. So that's how we're playing read. On the backside, away from the mic, pretty much everything's the same. The only difference is this guy right here. If he's opening up to 3, there leaves a nice little void right there. And some good offensive coaches are going to do this. Right there. Okay? That Y cross. Under Sam, over Mike. Okay? All right? You got to tell the outside linebackers, when you're the weak side outside linebacker, you got to ride it longer. You got to ride it in there longer. Okay? Because the Mike's opening up over here, strong side hole. You got to become the weak side hole player because he's inside here. If this guy runs a curl, runs something in here, the corner can cover it. Okay? The corner's going to cover it. All right? So I'm going to ride it into here and buy time for this guy to kind of drop and see what? Everything's out here. There's nothing in here. And now I can go backside, and now we're kind of bracketing that guy. Okay? And we teach, if they do that under Sam, over Mike, well, we teach them, bear with me on this one, okay? I've opened up this side here, and I'm following 3, and I'm getting depth, okay? I want to turn and look, but I don't want to turn like this and turn into man coverage. I want to make a zone turn and find him over here, coming this way. And so now I'm in a zone turn, and I'm still moving at full speed, trying to get the full speed. I got a chance to get into full speed because he's running full speed. And now I got to force, at least I got to force an arc and throw. Okay? If I turn this way, there's a window right now, and they're just going to throw right there. He's caught it, and he's running away from me. This way, I turn this way. Now, I might defend it. I could tackle him, or at least I'm maybe throwing archer, and here comes a safety down in here to help me. If it's real, if it's deeper than 15, start getting carrying to 18, 20 yards deep. Okay? All right? About 11. Okay. All right. If we get, now, routes, I mean, now you just got out of that. I'm not going to go over every route, how we cover it, but if you use those simple principles, inside, outside, straight of the field, you can cover most everything. Okay? All right? If they give you trips, what we do. All right? We called read, but we're going to run what we call Dallas. We're going to check Dallas. And all Dallas is we're playing read on this side. We take this outside linebacker, and we now get him outside of 3. He's got to be outside of 3. This safety, we're playing these 3 on that right there. Okay? All right? We're going to take the free safety, and we're going to poach number 3 vertical. All right? We're going to try and stay over here as long as we can. Okay? We're going to try and stay over here and make it look like Reed as long as we can. The reason we put him on the outside shoulder of 3 is, number 1, so he is outside of 3, so he can get the 2. Okay? And the other thing is so if we're out here, we'll just throw right there. Okay? So we're kind of giving him a look. We're trying to give him a look that this is the uncovered guy. Number 2 is the uncovered guy. He ain't uncovered. The safety's over me. He's back there 12, 14 yards. But we're not going to just let him throw it right there. We're buying time for the Mike to get out here because we're going to keep the Mike in the box. I'm not widening the Mike. If you got a back in the backfield, we ain't not widening the Mike. We might back him up, but we ain't widening him. Okay, we're going to keep the Mike in the box. All right, so we check Dallas. We're running read over here. Okay, all right. Dallas means zone, read on that side, man on the weak side. We're manning up here, okay? We got skin. We could run whatever we want front-wise, but let's say we're running skin. We got a you-me call. Let's say it's here we like this, unless this guy's really good. If this guy's really good, we're going to walk this cat out here, and we're going to help him, okay? But what we're normally going to do is try and bring him, either put him on the line of scrimmage to run down. If it's passed down, make it look like you're dropping and then move to it and let's go get him. Okay? All right? The will has got the back man to man. Okay? The back is weak. The will has the back. Okay? If he goes weak. If he goes strong, he turns into zone player back in here. But if he runs, a flare or an out, he goes gets him right now. Okay? If it's the outside linebacker, if we said, well, we want to keep the outside linebacker to help this guy a little bit, the outside linebacker's got him, but he's doing it from depth, helping us on a slant and stuff like that. So the corner can back up a little bit. But he's still got this guy man-to-man, but he's already out here. So he could play it like this and then break up there. Okay? And you can mess with that different ways. Okay? How you want to do it. I mean, you could put him up here and play him man-to-man and bring him. You keep him back here. You do whatever you want. Okay? All right? Whatever your kids can handle and what do you think is going to be best for you guys? Okay? All right? But let's say he's coming. All right? So we're man-to-man. The Mike's got to say, I got the first cross. The Mike's got the first cross if there's a crossing route. Okay? Because he's in man. He's in man. He's gone. There ain't nobody over here. He's here, but he's coming over here. All right? If this guy runs a shallow cross, he's got to wall him, and then he's got to chase him across the field, man-to-man, if he goes into his zone. If he locks down, then cover him. If he does this deeper, then now you got help with the safety's got him. Okay? So he's got the shallow cross, he's got the deep cross or the vertical. Okay? And then you're just playing read over there. Okay? The great thing about this coverage here for me is that if you start getting this stuff here, like motion in the backfield, stay in it. He becomes free and he becomes a run player for you. Okay? He's automatic in the fox technique. Okay? Where he's going to get it. He just play run. All he's got to worry about now is what? If this back runs out of the backfield deep. That's what he got to worry about because they're playing read over here. Okay? And I don't need to go over that again. All right? If we get ace, motion to trips. We're in read. Okay? We're in read. Strong left. Motion across. We just start, Dallas left, Dallas left, Dallas left. Switch, switch, switch. These guys are calling Dallas left. These guys are calling switch. That means he was coming, he was dropping. Now he's coming, and he's got the back man-to-man. Okay? Cheat over, and you're in Dallas left. You see the same thing was to the right. Okay? All right? And that's why to me, it's like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, where everyone, as talked earlier, where I said it's important that everybody knows what every check is. Because this kind of motion, you may not hear it. I mean, I don't know about you, but our stands are pretty loud and the band's playing and the other team's band's playing, and all of a sudden you can't hear. If this guy's yelling Dallas left, this guy can't hear it sometimes. You just got to know, hey, they're going from ace to trips. We were in read, we're going to Dallas. But we're going to tell the kids to yell it. And we're repeating it, just to yell it. Because one thing, you yell it, you're telling yourself too what you're in. Okay? Now, I've had a couple of years ago when I worked at the All-Star game, the guy from Carver, Columbus. okay? Head coach from Carver Columbus, he used to coach it, played at Auburn and stuff like that. They would play a team that if they motioned a lot, they would have the safety in the corner say, alert Dallas, meaning get ready, we may be going to Dallas. And I kind of liked that, but the only thing about that one was I felt we tried that a little bit in the spring practice, and sometimes kids we're going to alert Dallas, and some of our kids were thinking we were in Dallas. Now, maybe if we had just done it longer, we would have got better at it, but I just felt that we had been doing it pretty good. We tried it, didn't work, so what the heck, move on back to the old stuff, okay? But we're going Dallas there, okay, if we get trips. Now, if this cat over here, well, I won't go over that yet, okay? If we get no backs, let's go over no backs. If we're in read, okay, you got to decide what kind of no backs it is. Is it no backs trips, 3x2, or is it no backs quads? If it's no backs 3x2, we go to Detroit. Okay? We just start yelling Detroit, and we call the side that the most guys run. Detroit left, Detroit left, Detroit left. Okay? We make it look like a read, but we put at the corner spots, but we put the safety over number 3, inside of number 3. We take the outside linebacker, and we're going to now cheat him out there towards number 2. We take the Mike, and we start cheating him out of the box. Not way out, but like I tell the guy to the tackle. Okay? I tell the guy to the tackle. All right? If you have to, if you could back up. Instead of lining up at 5, maybe line up at 7. But try not to get out here if you don't have to. Okay? Because, I know about you, but our quarterback, we get no backs, they could run quarterback power. And, we got a problem. Now, some teams, their quarterback can't run. Go ahead and run quarterback power. We can get back in there and play. But we can't be out here. We can't be out here and play quarterback power versus our quarterback. Okay? All right, so you just decide. But like right now, we're playing against a good quarterback who can throw and run. We're defending the best we can, we're saying. He can throw and run. We're going to put him back here at 7, but get on the tackle. Head up the tackle, outside shoulder tackle, something like that. Okay? Now over here, we're still playing read. All right? Curl. We're reading 2. We're playing read. We probably got him. We definitely have got him. He's going to be the 4th rusher. Or if we're in double Okie, he'd be the spy. Okay? And over here, we're playing this side hole, curl, and we're playing quarters. Okay? We're just playing quarter, half. But it's deep quarters. And now we're giving this up. Like if they just do that, then he's going to catch it. Okay? But, you can roll him up and take that away, and all of a sudden they'll be hitting these other things deep. How many of these does it take to get a touchdown? How many of these does it take to get a touchdown? Here's a key thing. You got to be patient, because most offensive coordinators and quarterbacks are not patient. They ain't going to throw that out 10 times down the field. They're going to get sick of it. The coach might call it. He ain't going to call it 10 times, okay? But the kid ain't going to throw it 10 times because he ain't disciplined enough to do it. Just, I'll take what they give me. I'll take what they give me. I'll take what they give me. He ain't going to do it. He's going to say, screw this. I'm going to throw it deep because this cat right here is saying, hey, I'm open. Throw it to me. Next time throw me the ball. I'm open. 3 guys might be covering him, but I'm open. Throw it to me. Okay? So the thing you've got to do is you've got to say, what can I take away? I want to take away the deeps. Then they throw this stuff here. We'll break up here and we'll make a tackle. We'll run out here, we'll make a tackle. Again, 5-yard gain, run another play. It's 2nd and 5. Now, hey, there are no backs and it's 3rd and 5. Now I'm going to check. We'll run like a Tampa. We'll play like Tampa 2. Okay? Well, now I'll say, okay, play hard corner there. You get depth, 3rd and 5. You're going to get depth. The 3's going vertical, but they're probably not running vertical. They're probably running some type of outs or, something like that. Or maybe here, hitch in a corner. Okay? Match up there, over the collision there, stuff like that. 3rd and 5, 2 might be a situation, hey, well, let's go get them. They're dinking us with this. Let's go get them. That's a decision you got to make. Okay? So you're picking your times. Okay? You're saying, hey, they need 5 yards. They've been getting 5 yards on this play. Let's defend that play. They need 25 yards. They've been throwing that 5-yard route. We ain't going to cover that 5-yard route. We're going to tackle them. Okay? So you just decide what you want to do there. Okay? But that's what we're doing. We're doing to ace. It's all what we call like our cover 2 package. And that's why we get back to that formation check. Ace, we're going read. 2, we're going, 2 sink, 2 read. Trips, we're going Dallas. No backs, 3x2, we're going Detroit. And we just do it over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? If you give us quads, no backs, we're going to Dallas. Okay? You give us quads, no backs, we're going to Dallas. All right? We're going to widen it outside backer there. The corner's there. Safety, safety. We're going to take this Mike, and now we're cheating them out here. Because what are they probably running? They're probably running fast screen over there, or they're throwing it back here. Okay? So now, cheat out here a little bit. Help him. Take away the deep. Take away the slant. All right? If they can throw the out, we'll break up on them and tackle them. Or if we're good enough to cover them, we'll cover them. All right? We're going to get this cat. They run the slant. We're going to get here if they run the fast screen. If they run routes, we'll just cover it. We'll play it, let it unfold. Okay? So that's kind of what we're doing. Reed, Dallas. There's Detroit. Okay. All right. If we get, I want one more thing on no backs, and I want to talk about a little run. Hey, we got to stop the run. Okay? We're not stopping it in cover 2. How are we going to stop it? Okay? Versus spread. If we get a good player over here, okay, he's their best receiver by far. We can't cover him one-on-one. We can't get into Dallas. They're going to run the 10, 12-yard out, and we can't cover him. He's better than us. Okay? And if we get up there and try and cover it, he's going to run by us. Okay? We can't cover him. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to give him a read. We don't know they're in trips, let's say. Okay? We're going to give him a read or Detroit call. That means we're going to read Detroit. We ain't running Dallas. Okay? That means if it's ace, we're going to run read. If it's anything else, trips, we're going to run Detroit. And all that means now is he's coming out of the box a little bit. All right, he's cheating out the 2, quarter, half. Okay, so now he should take away the out, and he should take away the deep. Okay, he's the whole curl player here. Everybody's playing zone. If we do this, bring him, he could be there, or we could say, well, we want to bring him and we'll drop him, and now we've got 3 covering. We got 3 covering 2, one way or the other. Okay? And we've got the outtake. We got this guy. This is the guy we got to take care of, though, we're saying. So we're going to basically play 2-on-1. And in some instances, if he runs a slant, this guy may be there too. We may be 3 guys covering that one guy, depending on the route. Okay? And that's a way you can get it. So you say, we ain't running Detroit because every time we get in that and they put this guy over here, and sometimes it's great no-huddle teams, if they're not going NASCAR pace, okay, you can see him. There's number 4. He's by himself. Just call Detroit. We just called Detroit. Okay? We don't even go read Detroit. We see the best receiver over here all by himself, and they're not going NASCAR. They're going pretty slow. Detroit left. Corner roll up. Safety back here, and we're playing Detroit over here. What do we go? Giving them this. But they don't want to throw it to this. They want to throw it to this guy. Okay? So we're going to defend that there. Okay? So that's kind of that cover 2 package that we use. Gives you about 3 looks. You're not doing the same thing over and over and over again. You can kind of mix them up a little bit. If you get into 2 backs, if they get into 2 backs, you can start giving cloud calls with the corner rolled up and the safety deep. Okay? You could give sky and fox calls where the corner's deep. You're still playing read over here. And the safety's up playing a run from either up here in a fox alignment or just late, from 10 yards, okay? All right, he can drop down, or you can play trap. and play inside. And it's as complicated as your kids can handle. Okay? Yes, sir. Stack outside receivers? Like that. Now, whoever goes, I mean, if he goes outside and he goes inside, he's 2. If he goes inside and he goes outside, he's 2. So just let it unfold. Now, if we get bunch in here tight, like if we get something in here, what we'll start doing, like say we get that. We'll take this outside linebacker and tell him to get on the line of scrimmage and jam one of these guys. Okay? It depends on how wide, who's on the line, and all that stuff. And we'll play it like that. But if they're in this, what are they doing? They're running across the field. So there's a good jam. You make them do this. And they're doing this. Right? Or one in, one out. If you get 3 of them, bunch, you're in Dallas, one's going in, right? One's going in, one's going out, one's going up. And you let it unfold. The corner's going to cushion and then break up on that late. We're going to take away that with the safety and this corner sinking, and the Mike is going to jump the end. And the outside linebacker's going to collision, settle in here. Okay? Anything else about that? But so there's a lot of things you can do there out of that cover 2. Okay? Out of that 2 read. And the thing I like about it is you don't have a lot of linebackers chasing a lot of verticals. You got linebackers playing a run and dropping to an area. Okay? For the most part. I mean, we're pattern reading. Okay. You got pro eye. Probably if you're in pro eye, we're not in cover 2. We're probably playing cover 3. Okay, but if we want to play cover 2, we're just going to line up like this. We'll line up like that. If we want to play read, and again, now they got 2 in the backfield, we can start foxing them up or skying it, or we could cloud it. You know, where definitely he's on the line of scrimmage playing a run. We're probably slanting the front to the tight end. We could play quarters and sky it on both sides. You know, well, we don't do a lot of that. We do some, but we're not good at that yet. Okay? What we like to do is we play cover 3. We'll play cover 3 right there. And then if you're a really good run team and we just are struggling, we'll take the free safety and put him at about 10 over the tackle, and we'll basically play in and out right there. And we'll play 3 sky. Corner's got everything deep. And then he's got him if he goes vertical. He's got him if he runs an out. You know, they're you know, like he goes in here, he's we're there and there. In and out. Okay? Like a banjo type thing. Okay? All right? If it's run, you know, they're running power, wrong arm, set the corner, fill. And he's right now. I mean, if he's up there, we call sky, there's no back pedal. We're sitting right there. We're reading a tight end. If he down blocks, I'm buzzing my feet. He down blocks, I'm planting, and I'm coming up right now. I'm a linebacker from 10 yards depth. Well, what if they run the post? Well, this guy better cover him. They're running it on you. I mean, we got to stop the run. If they throw it deep, and if they can throw it deep and throw it short and run it, you're going to lose anyway. I mean, you know, sorry. I mean, I got no defense. Unless we can get 12 or 13 on the field, I'm sorry. They got nothing. I got nothing. Okay? All right? If we really need to stop the run, okay, you know, cover 2, we just ain't got enough guys to get the run. We just don't have enough guys up against the run, okay, let's say. They run or you know, we need to get some more guys up against the run. But we don't want to show it, okay? We're going to get into our man package normally, okay? We're going to give them that look. We're going to give them a 2-deep look, okay? Safeties might be at 10 now instead of 12, okay? And then just before the ball snap, we're going to start kind of cheating up towards the line of scrimmage and get as close to the line of scrimmage as I can before the ball snaps. And I'm playing a run right now, both sides, okay? The safeties are going to drop down to about 8. It's not real important that they get really close. Matter of fact, the further off the line of scrimmage they can play to the number 2 receiver, the better, because now you still got some depth to the defense where if it pops, you know, he's up here at 4 and it pops in here and you got nothing at least if he's back here at 8, he might be able to fall in here and make a tackle for a 15-yard gain, and they got to run another play. Okay, all right. But out of this now we can stuff everybody and play here, or we can pinch both ends, and if we get run flow here, we're like this here and here, and they just don't have enough guys to block it. Okay, and Coach Miller, you kick the crap out of us and run drill a bunch. Well, heck, because we jump in this 3 or 4 plays, and we got 7 again. We got everything. I mean, if you play the zone, if you run the zone, they got 2 guys to block our 3. If you run the zone keep, they got nobody to block him. Okay? You got 2 guys to block these 3. If you run power, all right, here, say double, down in here, you're pinching. You should play the trap, okay? You got him coming there. He ain't going to get there, okay? If he does get down in there and cracks him in the back, clips him and all that stuff, you still got this safety, which he can't do. He shouldn't do it, but if it happens, you still got the safety at 8 yards deep who ought to be doing this and then fitting there. I mean, you got 9 again. If the closer they start bringing them closer to the box. Well, the safety now, if it's a tight end, we put him outside. He's the contained player. We put the safety at 8 or 9 yards, and we play daily. He's a linebacker from 8 or 9 yards. Okay? And if they try to reach him, contain it, fill inside. If he blocks down, squeeze down, wrong arm it, scrape and play outside. Okay? Just daylight and dark stuff, just like the linebackers. All right? And now you're getting 9. The closer they bring it to the box, the better for you. The more guys they bring to the box, the better. Okay? If they get, let's say they're this. Okay, like nasty, ace nasty. Okay, they bring everybody in tight. Roll the corners up. Call man instead of saying sky, because that's in man when you got a wide out. When you got a wide out, we give a sky call. We just have our corner goes, safety goes to the corner. Sky, 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 sky. That means you got him man to man, and I'm the contained player. We go cloud, 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 cloud. That means the corner's the contained player, and I'm over the top and filling. Okay? If we're reading here, if they block down, contain, fill. So it also progresses into if you're playing wing T team. If they block down, he's a contained player, you're the fill. Same thing. Now you might have a wide out on this side, so you got sky on this side, and we got cloud over here, cloud, 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 sky over here. You start getting motion, all right, like slot, wing T, okay, type junk, all right. Right, 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 right. Roll here, roll there, roll over the top of the tight end. There's your contain play because he's out here, he can't contain. And now you're comboing that guy right there. Okay? Okay. All right. I enjoyed this. I've got film. I don't have a cowboy remote, and that's really why I talk so long, because watching a film, it'll go through, but I have a really hard time going back on it. If anybody wants to sit and look through it, I'll be more than happy and stick around if I can. Absolutely. Okay. But I just didn't want to waste time looking at film. You're going, I can't see crap. Okay. So I really wanted to draw things on the board, and then, if you want to watch film, hopefully we can get through it. But I enjoyed talking with you guys. I didn't, I got some blitzes in here that if anybody, let me go to the later thing. If anybody, there's my email address. If anybody ever wants to contact me about anything, I could try to forward this PowerPoint presentation to you.